Hey peeps, what's going on? It's Josh and Marvin, and I want to make a video. I made a podcast about the 1 year anniversary of trucking, or of me having my CDL, and I thought it would be also make sense. It would be also make sense. It would.
Yeah, he's saying you're a fucker.
You're the fucker. I know that one. What happened with the nugget, Marvin? No comment, fucker. You is only having some substantial pugvins. Not even sure what you just said. Call my oil. Shit. Anyway, so 1 year of having my CDL, and I did make a podcast about it saying that I've seen substantial improvement over particularly good days versus bad days. That's a thing. Don't lay your face against the cold window. It's cold, and you're cold. No, don't worry about my hand getting tired. I'll just hold your head up. That's fine. You're okay with that? Yeah. So things have been mostly getting a lot better lately. Now I make that podcast and then don't you bark. I see that head whipping around. Don't you bark. And then last night, we were driving through Iowa, and all hell broke loose because there was all of the snow, and it was honestly just a rough night. And I'm like, I just made a video that said how things were getting easier and more good days than bad, and that's still true. But it's hard to remember when you're in the midst of a bad day or even a bad moment. It's really hard to remember, and sometimes it just makes you feel good to go out and thump the tires. I'm just saying. I don't promote violence against your truck tires or your trailer tires, but sometimes it feels good to thump the tires and just make sure they're okay. You just want to make sure they're okay. That's really all you're doing. Anyway, then tonight we were at this Target DC an hour early. Everything went great. We get in there, check in, and they don't take us in a dock for several hours.
6 hours.
And that's fine. That's happens. That's a part of it. But I hadn't taken the dog's OUT. If you don't stop learning how to spell, you not just look at me because I said OUT. I will cut you. I will cut you 2 times fast. I might as well just say out. We didn't take you out. Don't look at me like that. I did. Maggie took them out at like 10 a.m. And so we're sitting there, and it's like 9, and it's like, well, it's been almost 12 hours. That's way too long for them. But this DC, they don't allow you to have your pets out of your cab, which technically isn't exactly legal, I don't think. I think Chris said that it's not legal.
Guards will do that at the Walmart DC.
Oh, maybe it was a guard. I get confused about who told me what.
DC is gonna let you do it either.
I almost wonder if this plow isn't coming along making sure that... Is he about to tell us to move? Well, at this point we could, but we just don't have a load. So I don't want to bump our clock until we have a load. Anyway, so we get here, and finally at like 9 or whatever, we get a dock. And then they do their unloading thing, and we had to disconnect, and that's fine. Don't you bark. Don't you bark. And, he's what? Oh. Not even looking at me, but I waved. He is salting. That's totes. Marvin. Better be good. I'm pretty sure the heat's on back there now. Do you want to go back with Mama? You go with Mama? Go ahead, go get Mama. Oh, God. Ugh. Anyway, so, yeah, it was a rough minute because as soon as we finished getting unloaded, all right, the trailer's empty, that's great. You're moving and putting yourself in this shot. I didn't get you on purpose. So don't yell at me for that one. Okay? Lost my train of thought.
You were telling them about what happened with the trailer.
Oh, yeah. So, finally, like, it's unloaded, we're empty, and I'm like, alright, so I gotta pull forward, slide the tandems back, because that's the first thing I do. Wait. Whatever, slide them up. That's the first thing I do so I don't hit anything. Because the only other time I rolled with my tandems all the way back, excuse me, I ended up putting them in a ditch. And so now, I wonder if I can just record without that. No, y'all can't really see. You're fine. You can see me enough. It's fine. It's fine. You only need to see me so much. Anyway, Marv, go to bed. He came for you, and then you moved.
No, he's been staying there.
I told him if he wanted to go to the back for Mama.
Right, but he never went to the back.
Damn it, Katie. So, the tandems wouldn't slide because the trailer brakes weren't working. And through Jim Palmer and Wilson Logistics, we use Prime's RA. And so I think Andrew in RA that I speak to sometimes, or that I message with sometimes, I think he's a part of Prime, but I'm not positive. Anyway, dude is awesome. He knows his shit. Like, really, really knows his shit. So, for any reason, if you're trying to slide your tandems and your pins are retracting, but wow, we just lost focus. Can we, there we go. And your pins are retracting, but the brakes aren't doing anything. Your tires are just rolling. What you want to do is engage both brakes, take both airlines off, leave the blue one hanging, and connect the red one to the blue glad handle. Like, I don't know what the name for the thing, I just know the thing.
Attention, a new
Receive documents.
has arrived.
You take the red handle, glad handle, and put it into the blue one socket, and then slide your tandems. And even when you do that, it's going to take a second. It's going to have to think for a second. But it will slide then, or it should. And it did, so... Excuse me. Oh, man. Well, we were super happy about that. Until they find us a load, after I finish this video, I actually have to go to sleep for a little bit, because I slept last night. We got up to do the load, and I haven't been able to sleep again because I just slept. So I just literally couldn't sleep. So I've been up since this morning, and now I need to sleep, and I'm probably going to get a load soon and have to work. So I need to take a nap. I did take a little bit of a nap while we were waiting to get a dock, but I was waiting on something, so I felt like I was restless, because I was like, when are they going to call us? What's going to happen? I'm supposed to go on home time soon. Because we're meant to go on home time on the 11th in order to have a court date on the 12th for my legal name change, which is very exciting. And then...
It's the 10th in half an hour.
And it's the 10th in a half an hour, so technically, like, tomorrow, in a half an hour, it will just be tomorrow that we're supposed to be there. So one of two things is going to happen. They're going to send us on a shorty load, or they're just going to send us on home time early, which I'm fine if they send us on home time early. Actually, I could kind of use some time off just to have downtime. But, so, Maggie, do you have any thoughts? Having crossed over our 1 year of having my CDL?
No, because I was only here for part of it.
You were here for most of it. You don't have any thoughts?
You've been handling stress better.
Huh?
You handle stress better.
Poorly?
Better.
Oh, yeah. Handling stress was a thing that I had to learn how to do again once I started trucking.
You're really negative. You've gotten a lot better about that.
Well, and your first year is hell. And I was always like, well, I'm too positive for that. Like, it's not going to be hell for me. No, it was hell. It was hell. Even tonight, I was like, I hate this damn job.
You don't say that every day anymore. That's nice.
That's a rarity that I say that anymore. When I'm having a really frustrated moment, I will say that. And that's...
You were able to step back tonight and be like, okay, I need to think about this.
Yeah.
Am I just upset? Am I missing something? And you were.
Mm-hmm.
And once you figured it out, everything worked and it
Yeah.
was fine and you were calm.
Yeah, because I got the directions from Andrew, and I was like, it's not working. It's not working. And I was freaking out because it's stressful and it's a little scary for me, in my opinion, like when I'm like...
I'm not going to do this. Call a wrecker. Fuck this shit.
Yeah. Well, and I couldn't get the Glad Hand to connect to the other one because it literally felt like I was going to break the cable. And I was like, if I break the cable, they're going to yell at me. Because you just typically don't want to be breaking stuff on your truck. Just a rule of thumb. I don't know. I texted Leah. I texted Ellie. But it's nighttime, so they're probably both sleeping. And then finally... Or Ellie's driving. But yeah, so, I mean, like, I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like...
Oh, so, like, if last night had happened, like, earlier in the year, you would have just completely broke down and lost your shit. And you held it together really well last night. Did you tell them about last night?
The weather. I don't know if I told you guys. But basically, it was a complete whiteout. We were traveling for like hours at 35 miles per hour. 25 sometimes. The trailer kept kicking out. And essentially, when the trailer kicks out, you want to accelerate to pull out of that. You definitely don't brake. Light on the acceleration, light on the brake in snow and bad conditions. But it's scary to be in a whiteout, so you can't see that far up ahead. Your trailer's trying to kick out, and like...
The snow's just piling up, your windshield wasn't clear.
My windshield, there's a problem with my wiper blade on this side where we're going to have to replace it. Because a part of it was just... And so ice was collecting. I could barely see. Her side of the windshield was completely fucking clear. My side was a mess. I'm like, really? Seriously? She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's not your fault. It's just... What are you doing? No. No.
Peterbilt.
Huh?
Okay.
Everything's fine. I'm not actually upset. We're good. He's our little emotional barometer. Yes, you are.
Last night was scary.
It was scary. I was literally afraid. My sister was on the phone trying to calm me down, trying to calm us down, keep us talking. Caitlin. And then we lost connection with her. And I was just stressed. I was like, Maggie, just talk to me. Just talk to me. Because sometimes, and this is why I say it's so important to have, if you're not going to have a ride along, it's important to have a circle of friends that you can call when you're in trouble or if you're stressed or if you feel lonely. You need to have a support circle there, a network. And Leah told me that, and I was like, okay, I'm an introvert. I got this. But no, you need people. That's really incredibly important. You need people. And there's no shame in that game. What?
It's snowing again.
It is snowing again, but it's very light. So, hopefully it'll be fine. It's fine.
And then
it's
last
fine.
night we get to the truck stop, and he backs like a boss, which I thought was just crazy because the snow was like at least a foot deep. It was so deep that like when I took the boys out to go to the bathroom, Peter just had a body above the snow. Like Marvin was buried basically. Like it was insane. It was so deep, and like I thought it would be hard to back into a spot, and Josh did it so quickly. It was crazy.
And I was so tired. I was literally covered in... There's one of the updates about being on testosterone. I don't know if this is how it will be for everyone, but for me, I'm sweating a lot. A lot. Like, a lot. And I was literally sweat covered. I was just like, ugh. But I had to have the heat up on, like, max to try and clear what little of the windshield I could clear.
It was so hot.
I was like, ugh. And then I was tired and like from the stress and from like being white knuckled and being hyper focused. Like I'm always very focused when I'm driving. But when you can't see and you're scared, you're like hyper focused, watching for the trailer to kick out. And it's just a lot in those instances. It's a lot. And Maggie's right. Had that happened earlier in my career, I would have been freaking out. And I was nervous, but it was more of a duck on water type of a fear. Like where I was thinking a lot, and I was like, okay, if this happens, I need to be prepared for this. And if this happens, and if that car does this, I need to do this. And because there were people passing me, and there was not enough room because it's like, it's become a game show. Whose lane is it anyway? Because you can't see any of the lines, and you're just doing your best to estimate where you're supposed to be on the road.
The four-wheelers weren't even the scary ones. It was the trucks, because if their trailer had kicked out like yours kept doing, they could have hit us.
Exactly. It was
And then who knows what would have happened.
It was scary. So, staying calm. Nothing good happens. Excuse me. Goodness. Nothing good happens when I freak out. So I feel like you're right. That's a part where I've gotten better about that. At least a bit. Now I don't, by no means.
You were stressed yesterday, but you were still pretty calm.
Yeah. By no means do I talk about any of this with the mindset of like, well, I know everything now because I crossed my 1 year. No, I'm still learning things every damn day. And today was totally an example of that. How, like, every day I'm learning things. And I feel like that's the way it should be.
It was funny yesterday, though, because yesterday was his actual, 1 year day.
I wanted to do a video last night, but it was just too crazy.
But, while he was driving, he was like, oh, this is a great 1 year. They're like, we'll give you a whiteout, Josh. Have fun with it. Great 1 year. You were so mad. It was hilarious.
You're not wrong. I was pissed because I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, this is exactly what I need. My 1 year anniversary, and I'm going to fuck up. And I gotta drive through a whiteout, and I can't see anything, and yeah.
How was it going to happen?
Yeah. And the dogs were nervous.
So happy to see a truck stop in my life.
Yeah. And, interestingly enough, this is why Trucker Path is so important. If you use Trucker Path, please update it. Leave comments and update the status. And if there's incorrect information, correct it. Because it really does help. There's a new Love's that's right by this DC that there was
5 miles away.
There was 5
miles.
Yeah, it's right near this. So that's really a good thing and a necessity.
Only place pretty much to park.
Yeah.
Close by. There's a casino, there's a Pilot and a Flying J, but they're farther out. They're 13 miles away, I think.
Mhm. So I mean, it ended up being good. My shoulder's itchy. Sorry.
I added it to Trucker Path and it said it'll be there within 48 hours. But if anyone needs it, it's
Excuse me.
on 63 South off of the 20, and it's in Waterloo, Iowa.
Waterloo?
If
More
you go
like
to Chocolate-
snow blue.
If you go to Chocolate Path, you'll see Casey's General Store, and it's on the other side of the freeway. So it's the same
Casey's was
exit.
packed.
They had a couple spots though, if we had needed it, but they only have 30 spots, and Love's. I don't know how many spots they had, but I think it was more than
Yeah.
that. And luckily, they had a lot of spots open.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone really knows about it yet.
Well,
We just were praying for somewhere because, like, the Walmart that's
Excuse me.
around here, they don't let you park there. The Target, they were like, well, we guess you could park. Like, I don't really, it didn't seem like they knew.
so the Walmart, you can't park unless you're a Walmart truck. The Target, they were going to give me special permission, and I even called the local PD and the local police department for Cedar Falls. When I called the non-emergency number, they were like, yeah, you can park there as long as the store says it's okay. There's no ordinance that says you can't park within Cedar Falls, like, on a street where there is curbside parking. This is what, the local PD told me, and they were incredibly nice. It's one of my favorite things is to call the local PD and see what their rules are, because I don't know how you would know otherwise. So,
But yeah, we stopped at the Love's, and that worked out perfectly.
yep.
And it was brand new. It opened, like, 2 days ago now.
And you could tell because they were all like, I walked in and they were like, oh, it's a customer. I was like, oh my goodness.
Love's people are pretty on it anyway.
Yeah.
'Cause usually everyone at Love's greets you.
Yep.
So I can only imagine brand new employees.
They were on it. In fact, I thought the one lady was going to follow me around. Not in a bad way, but just really friendly. And I'm like,
I mean, introvert.
I don't talk to people. I'm just truck driver, introvert. Unless you have a dog, and then you can't shut me up. I will talk to you. Anyway, but we need to go and take a little nap until dispatch messages us. But
Hungry.
I wanted to make a video and just, talk about the 1 year. I've got some other stuff that I want to talk about, but
Also, happy National Pizza Day.
Happy National Pizza Day. Nobody cares.
Yes, they do. It's on Twitter. It's trending. Hank Green tweeted about it,
Well, if Hank Green tweeted about it.
right? And DFTBA tweeted.
Pizza John.
What?
There's Pizza John shirts.
What does that mean?
Pizza John is like his face. Somebody made it into a pizza at some point. I don't know, Katie told me about that. I was a nerd fighter around that time, but I don't remember it. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that you guys are well. We want to get back into a posting schedule, or at least I do, but it's been a bit easier for me to start recording a podcast when I'm rolling and just record it, and then, when I'm ready to upload it, I can cut it. So that's been my method of interacting recently. And, I don't know. But yeah. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything that you want to see a video made about, anything that you want me to talk about or want us to talk about, we're happy to do that. So you're probably going to see a couple of videos while we're on home time, but it's going to be sporadic and it's going to be a busy home time unless we get to go a little bit early, which I wouldn't be upset about.
Even if we go early, it's still pretty packed.
I mean, it's pretty packed, but
Like when we went to home time early for Christmas, it didn't even matter because it was still just, we ended up packing that even those extra days. It was crazy.
yeah.
And that happened for Thanksgiving when we had extra days.
Yep. Yeah.
But we planned a lazy day this time. So
We did.
Hopefully.
I can't wait. I'm literally going to be in my sweats, maybe my onesie, probably sweats.
Oh my god, let's wear onesies.
It depends, because they're not clean, and then that requires laundry.
They are clean. They're up there.
I don't know if mine's clean.
Well, if they're not, we're probably gonna do laundry before the lazy day, because the lazy day is the last day we're there. So it makes sense to do laundry.
Let's talk about this after the video, because they don't care about that.
Wednesdays.
Anyway, so, but I don't know how much I'll be posting then, but, we'll be around. And if there's anything that you're curious about or you want to see videos about that, let me know. I hope that you guys are well. Keep your shiny side up. And, we will talk to you soon. Much love. Peep out.